Gorgeous day here in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City as they call it, and I'm glad to see it. I hope everyone is well today and are getting out and enjoying this beautiful day, getting some sunshine, some fresh air, and hopefully some good exercise. Like I say, this is a gorgeous day here. I was quite surprised when I got out to do my first round of squats and my study. Like I said, I go out back to do my study and almost didn't have to have a jacket on, which I wore my vest and the short sleeve shirt I have on earlier. But then as the morning progressed, the wind started picking up. So I said I better put on some sleeves. I was drinking that coffee and food. Be warm for a minute, but then that coffee hits. But I did have a great thought I wanted to share today. And it is, they shall have great peace who love your law. They shall have great peace who love your law. And the Most High has been having me study Psalm 119 for the last week or so. But yeah, they shall have great peace who love your law. And that script goes on to say, and they shall not be offended by anything. And I know I may not be getting these words correctly, exactly correct, but close enough to where we get the point that we're receiving today. And when I looked that script up in the Hebrew, that part, they shall not be offended, surprised me. I thought it meant that they won't be offended by people, which that's somewhat what it means, but it means they will not be affected by the stumbling blocks that's going to come in their way because they observe the Most High's word and they love his law. So that's telling us right there that problems gonna come when you take and decide that you're gonna follow the Most High's laws, statutes, and commands. And what I've learned is that most of the Torah is basically directing us to follow it. And what I mean by that is most of what's written in the book is directing us to follow the Most High's laws and how we will come out better if we do. And if we don't, we will come out on the wrong side of the stick, I guess you would say. Or we would come out hurt. But it's almost, I get the sense that the text is almost begging us to follow the Torah, the laws and commands, which is for our benefit. And a lot of folks say that the laws are done away with, the commands are done away with, but I beg to differ. Yes, a lot of things we can't do because we're not in the land at this time, but what's going to happen when we get in the land? All of a sudden we're going to start doing what we're supposed to do, or are we going to prepare? And that goes back to me. If we're not supposed to follow the laws, If they're done away with, then it's okay to kill folks. It's okay to steal. It's okay to commit adultery. See, some things in the Most High's word just make common sense. And when you hear other people fighting against it, then they have an agenda. But that wasn't my the direction I was going into today. But the idea that I had is, because they love the law, they shall have great peace. And peace means shalom in the Hebrew, which means to me all bases are covered. Like one of the texts says, nothing shall by any means harm you. But as I looked up this script, I found some commentary on the subject, and I'm gonna put that in the recording now. It's going across the screen, but I thought this fella had some pretty good ideas concerning this text. But the main one that stuck out to me is basically they follow your laws so they have peace, which that's what it says. But because they follow the laws, they have peace, which to me is an action. They putting the book into action. And see, that's what it takes for us every day of our lives, to take what the Most High says and put it into action, to do what He says to do. And see, what I'm learning is we receive the commands every day. Yes, the Torah is our foundation, but if you don't have the foundation, how are you gonna know the voice of the Most High when He says do this or do that? Because what I've learned, more importantly, He's not gonna contradict His word. So what He says to do from day to day is going to line up with his Torah and His commands. Absolutely nothing He whisper in your ear is going to go against His word. And when you spend time in that word, Torah, enough, you will start learning the personality of the Most High. Just like He says, to know Him. And Him knowing us. But I thought this was a great thought this morning, because I basically woke up with, overnight I didn't receive any thoughts. Of course I do my study and my reading, but nothing really stuck out that the Most High would talk to me concerning today about. So I said, okay, I'm going to be patient. And I got up this morning and basically studied over what I thought I was going to speak on this morning, but the Most High had me to continue on studying and reading. And see, what I'm learning is you can't box the Most High in to how He want to do things. Because if He say, okay, let's switch it up today, then you got to be prepared to switch it up today. And that's what I was just saying. That's hearing His commands today. What's on the agenda for today? And that's because you learn to know Him, and following Him, you know which direction He wants to go in. But yeah, I pray and hope that we will let this word really sink down into our hearts, and remember that those that love his law have great peace, and there will be no stumbling block. And also what the commentator wrote in that area as far as stumbling block, what it meant in the Hebrew was they would not be subjected to temptation, which is a very powerful statement. But it goes back to loving, studying, and loving the law. If you love the Most High's law, you're not going to be subject to temptation, because you know that temptation is going to harm you more than it's going to help you. You're going to know at the end of that temptation is death. So we're going to get on out here and get this walk on and our ride. I was just coming around the track here at the park, contemplating this script that they should have great peace. And when I ran into this fellow fishing on the bridge with a shirt that says "I can't breathe." And I thought to myself, well, I can, because I stay here in the secret place. So he was, expressing his thoughts that he can't breathe. And I was expressing mine that I can, and the reason why. Because as the script says, and we all know it by now, that he who remains, the script says, dwell in the secret place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And we should know that under his wings is safety. Just like with a eagle's chick under its mother's wing. Like the script says, nothing by any means will harm that chick. That eagle will put them talons on them and that powerful beak. But it's the same with us with the Most High. That's why this script means so much today. We have great peace because we love His law. And see, that secret place is in His book, in His law. Dwelling right there with Him all day, every day. Building and growing. Hey y'all. All right. I thought that was a great example of this text today. And see, the Most High finds small and subtle yet powerful ways to confirm His word to me. Pardon me. And see, that's what motivates me to come on out here every day and share my thoughts, because of His confirming His word or His thoughts. But yeah, I walked on the path and saw old boy's shirt. At first I couldn't make it out because there was a wrinkle in it. And it's like he pulled it down to straighten it up because he was proud of telling the world he can't breathe. So I unzipped my vest and showed my shirt, my hoodie, as to say, you can't breathe, but I can. And this is why. And in the famous words of one of my older friends, he used to say, Big Bob, keep between the white lines and the yellow lines and stomp it to the floor. And those weren't his exact words, nor should I call him my friend, because he was more or less an associate at that time. So what I'm saying is keep them eyes in between the Most High's words, lines of words, whatever you want to call it, and slam it to the floor. Shalom.